Hello and welcome to Friday Racing coverage on the In the Money Media Network. Peter Thomas Fornital back with you in the Brooklyn bunker once again, joined by a man coming to us from the greatest city in the world. He's Jonathan Kinchin. What's up, JK?
What's going on, Pete? I'm trying to go see this movie today, but I don't think I'm going to have time. This Leonardo DiCaprio film is supposed to be really good.
The new Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Our colleague Ray Catolo saw it and implied, and I didn't read his review because I like to go into movies as cold as possible, but he implied to me in a text that it was life-changing. So it's a good idea.
I heard it was sensational.
And in the city, you can see it in its intended form, this like VistaVision. There's a couple of theaters that have it. So this is one of the benefits of being in New York. You should take advantage. And thank you for the reminder. I've been all Breeders' Cup all the time, but I do need to get out and see that. What else? We've got the final table today. There's a whole separate show, audio only. Make sure you subscribe to the In the Money Players podcast, wherever you get your pods, where I interview the 9 contestants who control the 10 entries that will win a BCBC spot. You also have a chance to win a BCBC spot because we've got a direct qualifier over on horseplayers.com branded In the Money. You'll see it there. It's the 189 game. And this one, the benefit of it, more than usual, is House Cut still goes to Thoroughbred Aftercare. So we're raising a lot of money for the TAA and Therapeutic Horses of Saratoga. Get involved. Horseplayers.com. Final Friday of Keeneland before we go all Breeders' Cup all the time. We're going to talk about the last 5 races. Some of these will be part of that slate over at horseplayers.com. We kick off with a claiming race, but not just any claiming race. 80,000 is the tag, and there's an N2L, non-winners of 2, lifetime condition. How do you want to light this candle?
Yeah, looking through this, I've got some other opinions throughout. I wanted to try to get away with just using the 1 and the 2. The 2 cashing. I'm guessing that's the one. Or cha-ching. How about that?
Yeah, cha-ching.
Let's go with that one instead.
Good recovery there.
Yeah, I don't really like the last race, but I did think there were some excuses being a little bit wide, braking a little bit slow. I think 2 back, that race absolutely wins this one. So I thought that was a trustworthy performance, 2 back. And then the horse on the inside, another one who has a little bit of tactical speed in a race that doesn't have a lot for a 6-furlong dirt sprint. I'm going to try to get away, Pete, with just using the 1 and the 2. And you know how I always say it, the best thing about going skinny in the first leg of the pick 5 is the pick 4 starts the next race.
Yeah, and it's a great point, and why my 4 numbers I want to talk about quickly probably don't make sense here. I might keep grinding on this one. I didn't fully trust cha-ching just because I just thought it was such an easy trip in that maiden win. But you're right, the figure wins it. No reason to be a hero and say that I'm against the horse. I had the 6 Truth or Consequence on top, thinking that this horse was maybe a flow move up out of the last race and could be the potential best speed. Should say was a flow move up and could potentially be the best speed. Miss L, who you mentioned, this horse has some pace too. From the inside, significant. I think that's a significant drop in class for that one. And I thought the 7 Trey Dita was an includable X factor in this spot as well. I had it 6, 1, 7, and 2. Your approach of the 1 and the 2 probably makes more sense. I don't get a whole lot more clarity, JK, in race number 7 here, this 5.5 furlong turf event for the 2-year-old fillies. I will say this is one I will definitely want to be taking a look into that double pool before the 7th to maybe get some clues. I had 3 that I wanted to use. The 7 Endorse. This horse, I thought, hang on, am I in the wrong race? I'm in the wrong race.
Yeah, race 7 is the 2-year-old race.
Race 7 is the 2-year-old race. I just wrote down, how did I do this? I just wrote down the wrong numbers. So that's going to be fun throughout the show today. Paris Twilight was one of the 3 that I want to use. I'm open to others based on what happens with the betting. But Paris Twilight to me was a very easy include after not quite seeing things out at Kentucky Downs. The top 2 from that race have come back to run well. The 2 Lit Up, I thought had some blood angles. City of Light does very well with first-time starters and in turf sprints. The Dam one first out. The Calhoun numbers on turf first out are not good. But I'm not sure it matters in a spot like this. I don't want a stat to put me off that horse if going to be any kind of halfway decent price. And the 7 Epic Lady Luck, I thought ran well enough at Kentucky Downs to include. But I do worry a little bit about the sharpness of this test compared to that one. Still, probably not one I want to let beat me in the picks. 9, 2, and 7 for me in race, whichever one this is. 7, we said? What do you like?
Yeah, look, I'm going to try to, the one I think is interesting, I'd Be Flying. I don't have a lot to offer here except for the fact that, it's a first-time starter, $300,000 for Steve Asmussen. McLean's Music, obviously, those will run Well, first time out, you draw IRAD in out of the jocks room. And if you look at that work 3 back at Turfway Park on the synthetic, this horse got a bullet that day, 1 out of 19, 59-1. Steve Asmussen's horses do not work 59-1. It's just not something that they do. This horse obviously has a little bit of talent from the inside. The other horse that I'm hoping will draw in, and one that I would definitely use as an A, is She's on a Roll towards the outside for Wesley. A horse is always taking some money and ran well enough turf sprinting at Ellis, then tried to go get the money at Kentucky Downs, which a lot of horses try to do, a lot of connections try to do. I'm hoping that drawing in for this one, drawn outside, will be finishing when the others won't with all that experience. And I'll use Paris Twilight, the 9, as a B type. If for whatever reason the 11 doesn't draw in, Paris Twilight would then be upgraded to an A. But because I don't want to have a single A in the 1, a first-time starter. Mm-hmm. If I can get the 1 and 11, then I'm fine having the 9 as a B. If the 11 doesn't draw in, I'll use the 1 and the 9 as A.
A quite sensible thought on strategy and some good includes there in a sequence where I need to develop some opinions real fast. And I still have 3 I want to talk about in this race. The race I couldn't wait to talk about, this literally race number 8. We've got maiden special weights, 3-year-old fillies. We're going a mile and a 16th. And this is the one where I had endorsed the 7 as the top pick. Ran really well last time. Trying to lead from gate to wire on a surface that time, form, and racing flow both had as favoring off the pace runners. Probably has the speed to get out there over on the next one I want to talk about, which is the 2 Absolute Honor. Still a contender. The tricky part here is does look to me maybe like a need the lead type, but perhaps on the slight cut back in distance with that just potentially faster filly to the outside, maybe this one will actually settle this time and then be able to finish a bit more. If the 7 and 2 duel, I think that might bring in the 3 runner Indict, who ran with credit on debut and should improve for that experience. So I'm still 3 deep here, 7, 2, and 3. What about you?
I'm a single A here with the 7 endorse. Let's look back on debut. This horse was odds on debut in a race that brought you ragtime, a horse that was second in the test and is running on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, in the TCOA.
Not TCOA, it's the Raven Run.
Raven Run, excuse me. Yeah. So I always forget the name of that last sprint. Endorsed to me is just the one I think that she's going to appreciate the added distance. She ran well enough last time going the mile. She's right there in the mix. She's got experience. She's got IRAD. She's got tactical speed. She obviously has some talent being bet into the teeth. Odds on in a debut race at Saratoga. Give me endorse the entire way around there. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think that probably makes sense. I might make endorsed lone A and do some smaller backups to the others. The reason I was so on it with that Raven Run thing, I did a full write-up of that race over at theraces.com. We'll usually link to my horse-by-horse write-up. It's always good to check out At the Races. Great handicapping information on there for U.S. stuff, even though it's an English website. But we will usually put those links in our free newsletter, which you should check out in themoneypodcast.com/email. No backups at all. You are stone cold here. Is that right?
Ice cold.
Okay. Ice cold to the 7 for Jonathan as we pivot to the featured allowance race that goes as race number 9. Second level allowance going 5.5 on the turf. I got 3 once again. I'm just not narrowing down very much today. Of course, you can sometimes make that work with mains and backups, etc. Smoky, I thought was interesting. If ready off the break, which unfortunately we won't get any market signal or to be able to see the beast beforehand, but he's back in at his condition after facing Stakes Company, and I just thought was very logical. The 6 Frosty View, very live on figures, seem equally long, going long and short. Could be a need the lead type, maybe, but with the turn back, I think a change of tactics might just happen naturally here. Give me some 6. And the one Butch's Best, I thought might be able to put that speed to good use from the inside. Perfect draw for this horse. The Indy turf sprinting form fits, has to go that extra half furlong. I don't know. Can't decide fully on this one, but leaning towards including 8, 6, and 1 for me. What do you like?
Yeah, I'm going to spread in here, and I think, because of some of the skinnier opinions I've had the first leg, and then obviously the last leg with endorse, or the previous leg with endorse. 1, 2, 6, 8, 10, 11. The 11's an AE. I'm hoping will draw in, or maybe I'm hoping they don't draw in.
Right.
The 2. Oh, I said 1, 2, didn't I? I meant 1, 3. 1, 3, 6. Here we go. 1-3. Hold on. 1-3-6. Yes, I'm right there. Yes. 10,
8
11.
smoky,
1-3-6.
smoky. Yep.
1-3-6, 10, 11. 1-3-6, 10, 11. The two that I'll talk about are the 1 and the 3. I feel like this is the place. Keeneland is the place that I learned the hard way about the speed of the speed in turf sprints. Because of that 5.5, you'd have all these horses that would be fast, and then you'd see horses that you felt like it's going to fall apart, it's going to set up nicely, and then some horse will wire you at 15-1 because they're the ones where the speed of the speed. To me, Butch is best. I'm not really worried about the half furlong distance. If he's best, if he's good enough in here, then I've got no problem with him wiring this field, especially from the inside. So Butch is best would be my top choice in here, and the horse that I want to make sure I have. And then the 3 Bergen. It kind of works out if they go too fast. If you look at Bergen's race 2 back, I thought the horse ran extremely well at Saratoga, ran well in there, got a nice figure, was wide closing in that spot. You know, I love a closer who is consistent. This horse is consistent. He just needs something to close into. I wouldn't want Bergen at a short price and a win bet, but playing a multi-race wager like this, I want to make sure I have him. So 1, 3, 6, 10, 11. The 1 is the top pick in here, but I'll use them all equally. 1, 3, 6, 10, 11.
Okay, so no 8 for you, Smoky. I think I was wishing you liked that one because that was the one that I had on top. But as you recap your picks, you do not have any 8s. I think I said that incorrectly before when I was trying to help you with the numbers. But 1,
yeah,
3,
not
6,
not
1,
not not angry about the 8. Just didn't need the 8. That's all.
Gotcha. I hear you. Quick shout out before we get to the last race. I'm wearing my Harrisburg Senators shirt here. That makes me think of our man, Eric Solomon, who's been doing such a great job writing up Keeneland and so many other tracks for us throughout the year for free over at InTheMoneyPodcast.com. He's got a really cool concession stand out at the ballpark there on City Island in Harrisburg. Well worth a visit. And he does a great job. And you should check out his free analysis at InTheMoneyPodcast.com, as well as great stuff from the likes of Dean Kepler, Nick Tamaro, so many other terrific writers over there. And while we're thanking Eric DeCoster also did a great job for us this whole Keeneland meet. And he's not done yet doing his daily write-ups on the plus side for us in themoneypodcast.com/plus if you want to check that out. One more race here. It is our nightcap starter allowance. JK, when it comes to this late pick 5, potentially when it comes to the final table for a BCBC seat over at horseplayers.com, how are we going to get paid?
Yeah, I got a spread in here too. 1, 6, 9, 10, 12. 1, 6, 9, 10, 12. The 1 suited and booted. You know, I'm not typically lining up to take horses off of Brad Cox, but I think at this condition, it's one of those situations where I don't have too much of a problem with it. It's one that has some nice races, probably needs to show a little bit more early speed, but definitely one I wanted to have in the mix. The one that I thought was probably the most interesting was Incursion, who is the 10. Drawn outside. I know these doing this early is I never can tell who's where and where's who. You know, I thought I had an excuse in that race last time where they ran the slower figure, right? It was odds on that day. I thought it was a pretty tough race. There's been a couple of horses that have come back and won and run second. I think if you look at the races 2 and 3 back, if this horse can find that performance when you have a trainer like Mike Maker, I trust that you will find that performance off a short break since August. I think Incursion could be tough in here. I just don't trust the horse. That's why I want to spread. I want to make sure that my opinion of Endorse, an opinion that I feel like I created throughout the summer, I want to make sure I get paid for that opinion. That's why I'm going to spread here. I can't lean on a horse like Incursion, so I'm going to spread, like I called it, 1, 6, 9, 10, 12. 1, 6, 9, 10, 12.
I had 2 of those as the ones I wanted to use in here, starting with Incursion, who I thought was very much against the flow last time, trying to close into blue fractions. Fits really well off that race 2 back, and I just thought was going to get the right kind of mid-pack closing trip. I also wanted the 12 Chato. Just looks like one on the upswing, might have the right combo of speed and finish to get things done at Keeneland. Hey, while I'm shouting out writers, I should mention Adam, who's done a great job all season long for us on the website, covering all the races that are part of the horseplayers.com tournament. Check his work out as well and hopefully get involved and play in that direct qualifier. Great stuff, JK. We will be back with you tomorrow for the Sunset 6 out at Gulfstream and Santa Anita. Appreciate your help. Oh, you know what? I'll put a close on here. I was thinking of just stopping it, but it's audio, it's video. We're not editing. This show's been a production of In the Money Media. May you win all your photos.